good trade, you had a future.
Mm-hmm.
Now they think if you don't go to college, you have no future. You have nothing in college, I promise. So this is the brown cotton. They grew it around here for their personal use, not to sell. It's called Acadian brown cotton, and they're having a resurgence of it because the color mostly, but they like the hominess of it. And I'm cording it or combing it, just gets the fibers going all in the same direction. But it takes about a year to make a shirt, so you have to love somebody to be able to.
Yeah, talk about.
Yeah.
That'd be somebody's. They'd be waiting many years for that.
Yes. And in addition to everything you're making, you had to have, if you had daughters of marrying age, you had to have a dowry, a year's supply of linens for them. So I put the two ends together. It's going to fall off the spindle. Puts a twist to the fiber right there. I pull it back, and there's my thread. It's a simple process, but it takes long to do. This is strong, and this is still very soft. Stick it back together, roll it on, and continue going. This is a labor of love.
Talk about.
And then after, they'd have to bring it to the loom and make the fabric.
First question in childhood. What is your fondest childhood memory pertaining to the Cajun culture?
Well, we used to have a camp on the levee, as most everybody did, and that was in Henderson, and just doing innocent things that today you can't do. My favorite is we'd roll down the side of the levee onto the cow patties.
Nice.
Or we'd have fights with the cow patties, and the hot ones were fantastic.
Oh, man. I mean, I've walked through a couple. I don't know if I'd want to get them in the face.
Oh, we had a few. That's what I say, how I don't get sick very often. I said I have so much immunity.
Well,
That's why.
I guess the good news is mostly grass.
Yes, that's it. And just playing in the water and stuff, innocent. But you can't do that now. I would never go by myself in a little skiff like over there, and the I-10 wasn't there.
Yeah.
And we used to ride all day long and just paddle all over the place. I wouldn't do it now.
Yeah, it's a different time now.
Yes. Oh yeah. I think it was the simpler way of life. That's what I like the most.
That's pretty much the consensus between a lot of people that have lived in the past.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of your older family speaking Cajun French? What were some of the things they used to talk about?
Oh yeah, they all spoke French. They didn't speak English. My great-grandmother and great-grandfather, even my grandmother and grandfather didn't speak English. And it was anything. That was just a way of life.
I mean, it's like speaking in English, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, anything they wanted to say, and we all knew how to speak French, so it wasn't a lot of they say, well, they spoke French when they didn't want us to know. French was as common as English. Well, French was more common than English.
Yeah.
I spoke French before I spoke English, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the same thing as any other language. You know, whenever that's your first language, that's all you know, so you say everything in that language.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Yeah.
I speak everything in English.
Uh-huh.
I know English better than anything else.
Now, I explain myself more in English better, because French, you don't get that much time to talk French as you used to.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things, you know, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And sometimes it's hard to kind of find the right words to use if you're not using them every day.
Exactly.
So, this is a pretty interesting one. I'm sure you have a lot to say about this one. What got you interested in the Cajun culture?
I was born into it.
Exactly.
Wonderful culture to be born in. I don't think I'd like any other place.
Yeah, I got so many stories about the times that I went. You know, I've been everywhere from Louisiana to Maine to the very east side of California, Nevada, Utah, that area.
Yeah.
And I go over there, and these people,
They're not nice.
it ain't like here. It ain't
No,
like
because I went to Boston a few years back, And I'm just telling everybody hello. And on the subway, I never rode a subway before. And I mean, everybody's just like,
Yeah.
I start talking to the man on the side of me, which happened to be Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
So Haitian French and Creole French are very much alike. So we started talking, and everybody's just watching us. Why are you talking French to this stranger? That's just the way we are.
Absolutely. Why not? If you got the language, why not use it? You know?
That's exactly what I say.
So, what are some things you love about our area?
The food, of course.
The food, the people.
Oh, the people definitely is the people. Music is nice, but I like swamp pop. Not many people like swamp pop. I'll see you later. So Cajun, and I like Zydeco. Cajun,
I was gonna say, me and you were like very. I like the Cajun. I don't like Zydeco. I'm not a big fan of swamp pop, but I mean, I've heard a couple swamp pop songs that are pretty good. I've actually recently. I mean, I don't know if it really be swamp pop. You ever heard of Tab Benoit?
Yeah.
I like him. He's very good.
Him too.
I mean, he's like more bluesy.
Yeah, well, and I like the bluesy, like Mark Broussard. That's more of what I like. But there's not many people. There's not many bands around here like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're few and far between.
And growing up, we grew up with the Boogie Kings and a lot of horn section. I love that.
You like the horns?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've recently become accustomed to the accordion personally. I've actually picked it up. I have an accordion at the house, nice Martin accordion.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Just
You don't like them? Oh.
nothing in common there.
Yeah. Next question. What are your thoughts on the future of the Cajun culture and the Cajun French language? Do you think it can be saved? How and why?
It can be saved if there's enough people that are interested in it, which I find more and more people are. How just putting it out in the open and people knowing about it, because I think the majority of people around here would embrace the Cajun culture if they knew more about it. It's like, you know, they think that you Cajun, and now it's like a whole different lifestyle. But this is the way we lived my entire life. So nothing has changed for me except the acceptance of the Cajun life. And then growing up, like in the 60s, 70s, it wasn't cool to be Cajun.
My grandmother tells me that.
I mean, you spoke French, they considered you illiterate.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and I had a lot of cousins that lived in Lafayette, and when we'd come to visit them, we'd have to talk English because they'd laugh at us.
Of course.
So.
Yeah, that kind of lights me up. I can't even lie.
Yeah, but I think if it's not too commercialized, it will stay.
Yeah.
But if they try to commercialize it too much, it's going to be a fad. That's my thing.
Well, the thing is, I was talking to Kevin across over there, and he was talking about, you know, Codafil and all the things about, you know, them bringing French people from Paris over here and from, you know, Quebec and Haiti and all, you know, Senegal and all these places. Like, I know some people and their kids go to Paul Bro, and over there they have like Chinese French teachers from China. And I'm like, this is not our language.
No, not at all. My son he has a minor in French in college. He doesn't even speak it because he reads and writes perfect. But the French is not the same French as us, you know, and now working here, I know the difference.
Oh, yeah.
But if you have never lived it, you don't know the difference. Yeah, well, this man, a Parisian, came. No, not all French is like that.
Well, of course.
Mostly Parisian. He came and I'm speaking French to him, and he says, "Well, when are you going to learn how to speak French?" And I wanted to say, "When you leave."
Yeah, talk about.
I said, "I am speaking French."
I mean, if anything, that's more real than the French that they're speaking.
Yes.
Because, I mean, that's the original French. I mean, their French came from this region.
From this region, and I just, it burns me up when they come and they'll say something like that, or they'll laugh, because it is a different French, the Creole French and the Cajun French. Because I'll say, et où tu restes? Where do you live?
Mm-hmm.
Most people say, et où tu habites? I know the word, But the Creole French is just easier for me to think about. I don't have to think. It just comes out. Or Mogapukuri, I'm going to have to go. Je suis allé. That's the way it should be said. So when I say something, they laugh at me, and it just burns me up. I don't like that.
No, I don't think anybody likes to get made fun of.
No.
So, next question.
Okay.
What is your advice for young people attempting to revive and or preserve our heritage?
Try to live it.
Yeah.
Don't just book-wise. You have to live it. You have to have the heart for it. And by heart, you have to be kind to other people. Because that's what we're known for, is our kindness, our welcome. We welcome people, our friendliness. And these young kids nowadays, they're not, a lot of the young ones don't want to learn.
No. And even the ones that I was telling you about, they go to Paul Bro, the French immersion program. You know, I tell them, I'm like, why don't you learn Cajun French? And they're like, because that's not real French.
That's exactly.
And I'm like, so you're bringing French teachers from Paris here to teach us French because we lost our language, and they're calling the language that they're supposed to be reviving fake because they're learning from the people that didn't want us to speak it in the first place.
Yeah. That's about what it is. It's crazy.
That's like Louisiana corruption at its finest, huh? I guess that's what we're known for here.
Yeah.
Kindness and corruption.
I'll go with the kindness.
I was talking to Kevin again, and he was talking about, you know, back whenever his great-grandmother and his grandmother were alive, there was a differentiation between Americans and Cajuns.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I don't know who it was, I was talking to somebody at work the other day, and they were like, my grandma, whenever she got married, she married a man from Baton Rouge. And her mom, whenever they were going to go to Baton Rouge for their honeymoon, she said, oh, you're going to go over there and become one of those Americans.
Americans, yeah.
You know.
My daddy used to say all the time, Brenda, marito, pato, and American. And I'm like, my daddy, we're not American. Don't marry an American. We're not American.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, but a Yankee. I said, okay, now I'm getting what an American means. They have to speak French. I said, okay. Yeah, and he was so true.
I mean, if we
He
would
was so right
if
to
we would
say.
have kept it that way, we probably wouldn't be in this situation today.
I don't think so.
I mean, we've been infiltrated by all these other places in America.
Oh yeah, because growing up, like I said, in the Henderson Swamp, my sister and I had one of these little flat-bottom skiffs, and eventually we ended up with a 3-horsepower Evernote motor, and that was before I-10. So you didn't see anybody that you didn't trust.
Yep.
You know.
Small communities.
Yeah, and that's what it was. Everybody watched for everybody else. Now with the interstate passing through, it has helped commerce, but not the towns. Because there's so many influences coming in, and then when they were building I-10, they had a lot of people that came from other places because we're not big bridge builders. So you had to bring other people in, and that's when not that it is bad, but that's when the influx of
American
culture came in.
Yeah.
And I think that was around here, that was part of the problem.
Absolutely.
And people loved it because it was so pristine and it was so welcoming and everything, but you're getting just like a big city.